What's up, guys? Thanks for watching another Jags video cast. Been having a lot of fun doing these. We've been breaking down some film of the Jaguars free agents they've signed. We've done Joe Schobert, Eifert, Gunter, Woods, and now we're going to be breaking down some prospects the Jaguars might be looking at and might be interested in. Before we jump into that, make sure to follow us on Twitter. We're at Another Jags Pod, and Instagram, Another Jags Podcast. Shout out to UCF Jaguar repping his gear for this video. And for this video, we asked on Twitter, who do you think the Jags might draft? Which video do you want to see first? And Derrick Brown was the majority last time I checked, and for good reason. Very good defensive lineman. So jumped into the film, got a little analyzing him a little bit, so we're going to jump right into that. All right, if you don't know much about Derrick Brown, he's going to be a top 10 pick. I think there's no way he falls outside of the top 10. I think the Jags have a need at D-line, and a guy like him could be on your team for years to come and solidify your defensive line. They did just sign Rodney Gunter, so that'd be a good guy to kind of bring in behind Brown or in front of Brown and kind of teach him and things like that. Having Taven Bryan and Derrick Brown play together on the same line could be very disruptive from the interior. And I've noticed that teams that are disruptive from the interior typically do well in the back seven as well. I like to see it. We did it in 2017. So I would like to recreate that if possible. He went to Auburn. He's a senior. It means he'll be about 21 years old. Before we get into his stats and the awards that he won, his character stands out. Coaches, he wins awards. Teammates talk about his character. He was on the Student Athlete Leadership Council. He won the 2019 Lot Impact Trophy, which is given to people who perform on and off the field. Just a lot of accolades have come in from him as a person, which, given the history of some players we've had here in Jacksonville, that would be something that we need. He was a first-team All-American in 2019. He was the SEC Defensive Player of the Year, first-team All-SEC, 55 tackles, 12.5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks, 4 pass breakups, and 2 fumbles. Pretty good numbers from an interior guy, and that's what you want to see. What I like about him, and we'll see this in the film, but just to kind of give you what you're looking for, he's very athletic, very strong. I mean, his combination of speed and strength is pretty rare to see. He's very quick at the snap. At the snap, he's the first one off the ball, which is what you want. He's very powerful. He can pop you, your alignment. He can pop you quick off the snap. He gets tacklers in the backfield. Doesn't matter if he's being blocked or held or chop blocked. He can still get the ball carrier down or get to the quarterback, even if he's being blocked or engaged. He has a lot of versatility along the line of scrimmage, meaning he can play shade, 3 technique, 5 technique, whatever you want him to do. Keeps his hands extended. And he can hold a gap, which is all things you want to do. So let's jump into this first film. This one is going to be in the LSU game. And he's going to be in the weak side shade position. Okay, so he's going to be right here, lined up pretty much on the shoulder of the center. And what he's going to do is, at the snap, he's going to be quick. He's going to engage the guard. He's going to push the guard basically into the quarterback. I mean, that's what you want from the interior defensive lineman. I mean, that's Malik Jackson-esque right there. Again, this is a good LSU team, right? We're going to see him here. He's going to just push the guard. I mean, that's just power. That is just straight power. I mean, anytime you can get a block, you can get a sack by running the quarterback into his own guy. I mean, I wanted to put that play first because absolutely beautiful, and that's what you want to see. Look, I will say there is a big adjustment along the line of scrimmage from the NFL to college. I would say this is the biggest jump outside of quarterback position. That's why I think linemen are drafted so high. I mean, I think that's why quarterback, D linemen, and O linemen are drafted so highly, is because to get a good one is very rare as a rookie. It takes players a couple years to kind of get used to the speed and the strength of the NFL. So if you can get a guy that can come in and contribute immediately, then you want to take it. For example, Quentin Nelson, the guard for the Colts, he was drafted so high because people knew that he was going to be able to make an impact and adjust to the speed immediately. Versus look at a guy like Quinnen Williams, right? Quinnen Williams drafted by the Jets. I still think he'll be a good player, but it's kind of taking him he didn't have a stellar rookie year. But I think he still has potential there. So if you can find a guy like Derrick Brown who might translate to the NFL, then you want it. I mean, 6'5", 236. That's like Ndamukong Suh's size right there. All right, this next play is when the Auburn Tigers played the Gators. He's going to be lined up in the 3 technique. So they're an empty, and I think he's playing to the weak, strong side here. I mean, we're going to have to back. I mean, I know this goes back, but let's look at how quickly he gets off the line of scrimmage here. I mean, look at that. First guy off the line of scrimmage. First guy in the backfield. I mean, when you can, I mean, if you remember, when we cut up the film on Dante Fowler, we would just talk about how he was able to get into the backfield so quickly. I mean, that's why he was able to dominate at the college levels, because he was able to get into the backfield before anyone else and before the lineman had a chance to react. And you're going to see here, I mean, he's a yard into the line of scrimmage ball. The rest of his teammates are still getting out of their stances. And, you know, that allows him, look at his push. His initial push, he can get, you know, 3 yards from the quarterback here. Now, he's a little high here. And for me to tell the guy that's 6'5", you know, 336 that he's a little high, that's probably not fair. But that's what scouts will say about him. However, he's so strong that he is able to just kind of bull rush people. And he can, like here, he doesn't even have his hands extended. He's just going to use straight power to get into the backfield. He's going to force I think he forces a tip, or maybe he doesn't. On Kyle Trask, maybe throws it into him. I can't remember. But, I mean, he's there. He's applying a pressure. And pressures are what you want to look at when you're looking at interior defensive linemen. So, if we look at this play again, I think it's going to show it to us again here. Yep. So, he's going to be lined up here in the 3 technique, outside shoulder of the guard here. Quick at the snap again. That's a great angle right there. Engage. I mean, he is going to use his hands to kind of push him off. Then he's just going to push him straight into the backfield, get into a pressure. He's going to catch the ball, make a play. Remember, I talked about he's super athletic. I mean, the guy has a rare combination of size and speed. I know that's kind of oversaid, but in reality, it's true. Let's go. Yeah, let's go here. Coach Malzahn's ready to go here. Okay. The next one's against Bama, and those first 2 were kind of strip sacks, but I want to take a look at probably his biggest asset to the Jaguars, and that's his ability to play against the run. Okay, and here again, we're going to see another variation. The first play that we saw, he was lined up in the shade. The second play, he's lined up in the 3 technique. This play, I mean, if I'm looking at it correctly, looks like he's in the 2-eye, right? And again, an odd man front. Look, I mean, it looks like Auburn's lined up in an odd man front here. He's so fast at the snap that he's able to get into the backfield sometimes unblocked. And you'll see sometimes that players are like, oh, he's unblocked. Well, in reality, the offensive lineman's job could have been to reach or to get or to scoop or whatever it is, and they couldn't do it because they're so fast into the backfield. But he's going to use his hands, a quick spin move. I mean, 65. D. Brown, blocking D. Brown, had no shot. Absolutely no shot at this. This view's perfect. It's going to be right here. Okay, he's going to start on the outside shoulder of the guard. He's going to start there, and then he's going to get with a swim move, get to the inside. Beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. I mean, he's so fast and so technical on that play that it just showcases his ability to do that. And if he can do that at the next level, then he's definitely worthy of a top 10 pick. He's going to get hyped. Yeah. Come on, Mac Jones. All right, so here's another Alabama play. And here I think he's going to line up. I think he's lined up head up over the guard, I think is what I saw as a 4 technique. But again, here we'll see another example of him quick at the snap, extending his hands, shedding the block, and then finding the ball carrier. Man, 65 had a tough day, didn't he? But I mean, look at this. This is what I was talking about earlier. He's able to keep, while he's engaged, while a lineman is still engaging the block, he's able to find the ball carrier in the backfield and make the tackle. I mean, that is like next level skill from a D lineman if you're able to do that. Engaged in a block. Good leverage here, I think. Gets a little high there. Sheds the block. Still being held and tackled to the ground, and he's going to make a one-arm tackle on the ball carrier. Beautiful. It's a thing you want to see. All right, this next play, I think he's lined up in the 5 tech. So far, and look, I could be wrong. Look, and I know every defensive lineman defensive line coach, has different terminologies for where they line up their techniques and things like that, and their fronts and all that. But so far on my list, I have him so far at a shade, at a 3 technique, at a 2-eye, at a 4 technique, and I think here is at a 5 technique, which means it's going to be outside where a traditional 4-3 defensive end would play, right? Again, versatility along the defensive line. That's a sign of someone who's just a rare combination here. I mean, this is just athleticism here. This is one of my favorite plays. I had this start. This is one of my favorite plays right here. Look at his ability to just get his shoulders sideways, and he's still athletic enough to make a play on the ball carrier. Oh, yeah. The D coordinator's pumped. Okay, right here. He's lined up over the tackle, so like to see that. Gets a little action here. The guard dips his head, and you're never going to make a block like that. Look, double teamed. The man is double teamed, engaged with 2 offensive linemen. He's going to bull rush the guard, somehow shed both of them, collapse on the quarterback. Again, that's what you want to see. That's elite athleticism and strength right there. This is the last one I'm going to show. I like it because he tries to get reached here. He's going to be moving laterally at the line of scrimmage, okay? Derrick Brown, really good at getting to the gap, really good at sitting there and with gap integrity. He's going to be moving laterally. He's going to shed the block, find the ball carrier. Now, I know it's Purdue, but, I mean, they practice every day, and they line up the same way that you do, right? So I think this is a good example of a D lineman. We'll watch this. This isn't really a great view. But look, sheds the blocks, keeps his hands extended. If you can keep your hands extended like that as a lineman, then you're good to go. Overall, I think he's a great prospect. I think it'd be smart to draft him. I can see him falling to 9. I can see him being drafted ahead at 9. But look, you got to do your due diligence, and you know the Jags are going to. You know the Jags are looking at the same film that we are. I guess the question is, where do they value the defensive tackle position? It seems in the past we've kind of prioritized the defensive line. So Caldwell likes defensive linemen, but we did just draft Taven Bryan. So who knows what they're thinking? Again, Gunter is a good guy to be in the film room with him, so I think he could have success here. And I really do think that Brown will be a Pro Bowler at some point in his career, and could be the Jaguars. All right, thanks guys for watching. Give me any feedback, anything I messed up. I'm sure I did. Put it in the YouTube comments. You can tweet at our Another Jags pod. We'll be hopefully back with some podcasts here soon, but for now, video casts will work. All right, thanks for watching, and as always, go Jags.